This happened to us, my wife and I, as we sailed through the heart of the ocean on our catamaran. We were just two souls in their golden years, yearning for adventure. Little did we know our dreams would be devoured by the abyss. It was a moonlit night off the Tanzanian coast, the kind that lulls you into a false sense of tranquility. Our catamaran sliced through the waves, a tiny vessel swallowed by the endless expanse of water and stars. But then, emerging from the inky darkness, shadows materialized. Pirates, a savage horde that seemed conjured from the abyss itself. They descended upon us like vengeful specters, merciless and cruel. We were pawns in their ruthless game, stripped of our belongings and left broken, adrift on a crippled vessel in the vast oceanic graveyard. The isolation was suffocating, the horizon stretching endlessly in all directions, a canvas painted with the brushstrokes of our despair. In the aftermath, we clutched our only lifeline, a solitary flare that flickered like a dying ember. The night, our newfound adversary, concealed its terrors in velvety shadows. We dared not illuminate the void, for on the distant horizon, phantom lights danced. Was it salvation beckoning, or malevolent pirates lurking in the periphery of our fragile sanctuary? The boat groaned under the weight of its wounds, the oppressive silence interrupted only by the haunting whispers of the sea. Every ripple beneath us became a phantom touch, an unseen presence lurking beneath the surface. The flare, our hesitant savior, held the promise of rescue, but also the potential to unveil our position to lurking predators. The suspense thickened with each passing moment, our hearts echoing the sinister rhythm of the ocean. It became a symphony of dread, orchestrated by the unseen forces that surrounded us. Would we summon salvation or awaken a dormant nightmare with our trembling hands and a reluctant press of a button? And so, we clung to our flare, staring into the inky abyss, contemplating the fragile boundary between survival and surrender to the all-encompassing darkness. Trapped in that nautical purgatory, hope and fear danced an eerie waltz, and the ocean transformed into an inscrutable entity, concealing both the promise of salvation and the depths of desolation. Our once idyllic journey had metamorphosed into a chilling odyssey through the abyss, where the line between reality and nightmare blurred, and the only certainty was the relentless, indifferent embrace of the deep. As the night wore on, an oppressive fog of uncertainty settled over our catamaran like a malevolent shroud. The creaks and moans of our wounded vessel echoed through the eerie stillness, each sound a reminder of our vulnerability in the vast, indifferent ocean. The distant lights on the horizon persisted, a spectral dance teasing the fringes of our sanity. Were they the lanterns of benevolent rescuers or the false beacons of marauders lying in wait? Paranoia gnawed at us, a relentless predator stalking its prey, and our world became a surreal dreamscape painted in shades of fear. Time seemed to stretch into an infinite loop, the seconds dripping like slow poison. The flare, our only ticket to potential salvation, felt heavier in our trembling hands. Every passing minute intensified the dread that gripped us, as if the very essence of malevolence lurked just beyond the veil of darkness. The ocean, once a serene expanse of possibilities, transformed into a churning abyss that concealed terrors beyond imagination. Each gentle lap of the waves became a whisper, a macabre tale spun by unseen forces. Shadows danced on the periphery of our vision, and every ripple seemed to herald the arrival of an otherworldly entity. Our breaths became synchronized with the rhythm of the waves, the uncertainty amplifying the symphony of despair. We debated the merits of using the flare, the internal struggle etched on our faces like a tragic opera. In the end, the decision hung in the balance, a precarious pendulum swinging between salvation and the abyss. Finally, unable to bear the oppressive suspense any longer, we made a choice, to cast the flare into the void and pray for salvation. The eerie silence that followed was broken by a brilliant burst of light, a desperate plea that tore through the darkness and pierced the heavens. For a moment, hope ignited like a phoenix, and our eyes strained to discern the approaching vessel. The lights grew larger, promising deliverance from the oceanic purgatory. But as the silhouette emerged, dread clawed its way back. The vessel, once a symbol of hope, bore an uncanny resemblance to the pirate ship that had ravaged us before. Desperation consumed us as the realization struck. Our flare had not summoned salvation, it had beckoned the very malevolence we sought to escape. The pirates returned, their ominous silhouette looming closer with each passing second. The dance with the devil in the dark abyss had reached its climax, and our fate hung precariously on the razor's edge. And so, the haunting saga continued, the boundaries between nightmare and reality blurred in the suffocating grip of the ocean's icy embrace. Beware those who traverse the vast unknown, for the sea is a merciless mistress, capable of weaving tales that transcend the boundaries of imagination and plunge the daring into an eternal abyss of despair.
Gather round, listen and brace yourselves as I tell a tale that crawled out from the murky depths, a whisper from the abyss that still echoes in the recesses of my mind. I'm no wordsmith, so forgive my stumbling through the shadows as I unfold a story stranger than the sea itself. It was a day painted in the usual hues of the ocean, the sun casting feeble rays that barely touched the surface. We, a ragtag crew of working stiffs, were out there, hauling our nets like we'd done countless times before. But this time, the air clung to us, heavy with a premonition, like the sea itself was holding its breath. As we hoisted that net, a weight descended upon us, a weight that transcended the physical. It was an entity, a creature so beyond our understanding that it defied the laws of the known world. Luminescent eyes, not of this world, glared back at us, piercing through the thin veneer of our reality. Words fail to paint the picture of the horror that danced within those eyes. This creature, this abomination, writhed against the net, each movement a spectral symphony resonating with the dissonance of the netherworld. Its eyes cast an unholy radiance, illuminating the boat in a spectral glow that seemed to seep into the very planks beneath our feet. The vessel, our sanctuary, groaned as if the creature's malevolence had tainted its very soul. As the struggle ensued, chaos unfolded. Ropes snapped like the cracking of bones. The vessel protested as if resisting an unholy intrusion. We severed the net, freeing the creature, but the vessel bore scars that told of a pact with the unfathomable. The boat, battered and bruised, limped back to shore as if it had glimpsed the very maw of the abyss. Back at the pub, huddled in the dim light, we shared our tale. Whispers punctuated the air, the flickering candle flames casting shadows that seemed to dance to the rhythm of our haunted words. I'm no storyteller, I'm just a witness to the inexplicable. The sea, my friends, harbors secrets that defy the boundaries of sanity. As you brave the vast expanse, heed this caution. The abyss has eyes that pierce through the veil of the mundane. Stay vigilant, for there are things beneath the surface that make the bravest of sailors tremble in the face of the unknown.
Hey everyone, it's Sam, back with a story that'll send shivers down your spine. So I treated myself to a 2-week cruise around the Mediterranean after turning 20. Little did I know this trip would turn into something straight out of a nightmare. Buckle up, 'cause this ain't your typical cruise story. The first few days were all glitz and glam, sunsets, fancy dinners, you know the drill. But then, I started noticing some weird vibes in my cabin. Things would disappear and I thought, am I losing my mind? Maybe, or maybe not. One night, this eerie feeling crept over me, like unseen eyes were watching. So I hatched this genius plan to leave my phone recording while I slept. Paranoid? Maybe, but trust me, it was worth it. The next morning, I played back the recording, and my blood ran cold. There he was, an old man creeping into my cabin like a phantom in the night. He touched my belongings, lingered by my bed, and watched me sleep for hours. Goosebumps, anyone? I felt like I was in a horror flick. Now get this. Turns out the old man worked on the ship. Yeah, the guy causing nightmares was part of the crew. The captain had heard whispers from other passengers about strange occurrences, but no one had proof until my restless night captured it all. I did some digging, and this wasn't his first rodeo. The captain, a mix of relieved and furious, had received similar complaints before, but without evidence, they couldn't finger the culprit. Until now. Why didn't I confront the guy, you ask? Well, let me tell you. The captain, shocked and determined, kicked the old man ashore at the next port. It was a real-life whodunit, and my phone was the star witness. The whole situation gave me chills. What if I hadn't recorded that night? What else lurks in the shadows of these behemoth ships? It's like the sea holds secrets darker than its depths. I reported the incident to ship security, and they unraveled a tale of nighttime prowling and unsettling encounters. The old man had been lurking in the shadows, weaving through the ship's corridors like a phantom of the sea. So here's the lesson, folks. Your dream cruise might hide nightmares. Stay vigilant, Trust your instincts, and maybe, just maybe, think twice before drifting into the silent sea. There's more beneath the surface than meets the eye. Stay eerie out there, and may your dreams be free of whispers in the waves. Until next time, this is Sam, signing off. Sweet nightmares, y'all.